Okay, so for the next few chapters, we just finished a section about history and events. And for the next several chapters, we've got yet more information and instructions and additional rules and regulations for their sacrifices and their feasts and other things like that. So we have more of this to go through here. Starting in Numbers 28. The Lord said to Moses, so another saying from the Lord, "Give this command to the Israelites, and say to them, see that you present to me at the appointed time the food for my offerings made by fire, as an aroma pleasing to me. Say to them, this is the offering made by fire that you are to present to the Lord. 2 lambs a year old without defect, as your regular burnt offering every day. Prepare 1 lamb in the morning and the other at twilight, together with a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed with 1/4 of a hin of oil from pressed olives. This is a regular burnt offering instituted at Mount Sinai as a pleasing aroma, an offering made to the Lord by fire. The accompanying drink offering is to be 1/4 of a hin of fermented drink with each lamb. Pour out the drink offering to the Lord at the sanctuary. Prepare the 2nd lamb at twilight, along with the same kind of grain offering and drink offering that you prepare in the morning. This is an offering made by fire, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. So they made 2 of these every day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And these were whole burnt offerings along with their grain and drink offerings that were offered up by the priests on behalf of the entire nation. And they did this every day. So whenever in the future, whenever we hear references to the daily sacrifices, that's what this is talking about. The whole burnt offerings that the priests offered up on behalf of the entire nation every morning and every evening, twice a day, 12 hours apart. So that's what the rest of the scriptures, the Old Testament, and really the entire scriptures, but the Old Testament is going to be talking about whenever we hear it referred to the daily burnt offering. On the Sabbath day, so another rule for the Sabbath, make an offering of 2 lambs a year old without defect, together with its drink offering and a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. This is a burnt offering for every Sabbath, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 1st of every month, present to the Lord a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With each bull there is to be a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With a ram, a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of flour mixed with oil. And with each lamb, a grain offering of 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. This is for a burnt offering, a pleasing aroma, an offering made to the Lord by fire. With each bull there is to be a drink offering of 1/2 a hin of wine, with a ram 1/3 of a hin, or hin, I don't know how you pronounce that word, and with each lamb 1/4 of a hin. This is a monthly burnt offering to be made at each new moon during the year. And as we saw earlier at the verse 11, the first day of the month, this was offered on the first day of the month. So now we know that their months began, the first day of every month began with the new moon. So they use the lunar calendar. So that also tells us that every first day of the month was also the first day of the week. So the 14th day of the week was always going to be a Saturday. The 15th day of the week was always going to be a Sunday on our calendars, and so on and so forth. Right now, we're in August of 2021, and it just so happened that the first day of this month was a Sunday. August 1st of this year was a Sunday, which means today, which is a Thursday, is the 12th. The second Thursday of the month is the 12th. Tomorrow will be the Friday, which we have the Friday the 13th superstitions. And the Friday the 13th can only happen on months when the first day of the month falls on a Sunday. It's just how the days fall in the week. But their months began every new moon, as we find out here in this passage. So the first day of the month, which was whenever the new moon was always the first was not always also the first day of the week. So the 14th, like for us this week, this month, August 14th, the 14th day of this month will be on a Saturday. That only happens once or twice a year in our calendar. But for them, the 14th day of the month would always be on a Saturday because their months began with the new moon. So this is the monthly burnt offering to be made at each new moon during the year, which is also the first of every month, which we found right in verse 11. Besides a regular burnt offering with its drink offering, one male goat is to be presented to the Lord as a sin offering. So every day they offered up this twice daily sacrifice of the burnt offering. And every month, the first day of the month, the new moon, they offered up a goat as a sin offering to make atonement for the nation. On the 14th day of the first month, the Lord's Passover, and again, the 14th day is always going to be a Saturday, or a Sabbath day, because their Saturdays were their Sabbath days. On the 14th day of the first month, the Lord's Passover is to be held. On the 15th day of this month, which again is always going to be a Sunday, there is to be a festival. For 7 days, and that'd be a full week, this 15th day to what we would call the 21st day, Sunday to Saturday, eat bread made without yeast. On the first day, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. That'd be the Sunday, the 15th day of the month. And do no regular work. Present to the Lord an offering made by fire, a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With each bull, prepare a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram, 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs, 1/10. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Prepare these in addition to the regular morning burnt offering. In this way, prepare the food for the offering made by fire every day for 7 days, as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. It is to be prepared in addition to the regular burnt offering and its drink offering. On the 7th day, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. So that'd be the 21st day of the month, the week after the Passover, which was the Saturday before the Feast of Unleavened Bread started. On the day of first fruits, this is 50 days. This is 50 days later. When you present to the Lord an offering of new grain made during the week of Feast of Weeks, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. Present a burnt offering of 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. With each bull there is to be a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram, 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs, 1/10. Include 1 male goat to make atonement for you. Prepare these together with their drink offerings, in addition to the regular burnt offering and its grain offering. Be sure the animals are without defect. On the first day of the 7th month, which is in the fall, in our calendar it'd be around September, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. It is a day for you to sound the trumpets. As an aroma pleasing to the Lord, prepare a burnt offering of 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With the bull, prepare a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram, 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs, 1/10. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. These are in addition to the monthly and daily burnt offerings, because this is the first day of the month. All right, so that would be there'd be a normal regulation for what to do on this day, and this is the first day of the 7th month. So you do this on top of your normal first day of the month regulations. So these are in addition to the monthly and daily burnt offerings with their grain offerings and drink offerings as specified. They are offerings made to the Lord by fire, a pleasing aroma. On the 10th day of the 7th month, and that would be a Wednesday. Actually, no, excuse me, that'd be a Tuesday. I should know that. We just had one of those a couple days ago. Because again, our month this year, August, started on the 1st. So Tuesday the 10th was just a couple of days ago. But in their calendar, the 10th day of the month would always be a Tuesday. And again, the idea of 10 has an idea of completion because there are 10 fingers on one full set of hands. So that would have been a significant number in their culture. On the 10th day of this 7th month, hold a sacred assembly. we still have kind of a, we still celebrate anniversaries in groups and around, in numbers divisible by 5 or 10. So we still have a concept of that in our culture too. So we're not that different as we like to think we are sometimes. You must deny yourselves and do no work. Present as an aroma pleasing to the Lord a burnt offering of 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With the bull, prepare a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With the ram 2/10, and with each of the 7 lambs 1/10. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the sin offering for atonement, and the regular burnt offering with its grain offering, and their drink offerings. By the way, this is the Day of Atonement. We've already specified the celebration of the Day of Atonement back in Leviticus 16. That's what this is. So this is just another rule on top of the rules we've already had about what to do in these. Now, remember, the instructions we read before were back when they were still at Mount Sinai. So now they're about to go into the land. So these are kind of additional instructions pertaining to what they do once they become land owners. Once they're actually in their land and they settle down and they're no longer wandering around and they actually have property and land and inheritances. These are additional rules on top of the rules they already had, and these are more specific to them living in the land as the inhabitants of the land. On the 15th day of the 7th month, this would be of course a Sunday, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. Celebrate a festival to the Lord for 7 days. That would be the 3rd week of the month. Present an offering made by fire as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. A burnt offering of 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With each of the 13 bulls, prepare a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil. With each of the 2 rams, 2/10, and with each of the 14 lambs, 1/10. They include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. On the 2nd day, prepare 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 male lambs, all without defect. Okay, I'm not going to read this all, but for the next several paragraphs, it's going to be going on saying what to do on each day. Each day of this 7-day celebration process, if you're the Festival of Tabernacles, when they dwell in booths in the land again, remembering when they dwelt in tents as they wandered in the wilderness. There is they offer the same kinds of sacrifices, but slightly different amounts each day. 2nd day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 male lambs. 3rd day, 11 bulls. 4th day, 10 bulls. 5th day, 9 bulls. 6th day, 8 bulls. 7th day, 7 bulls. 8th day. So there's a lot of sacrifices going on here, and all the other stuff that they're offering. So this is the 8th day. This is now actually going to be the 22nd day of the month. We've skipped down now to the following Sunday again. On the 8th day, hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. Present an offering made by fire as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, a burnt offering of 1 bull, 1 ram, and 7 male lambs a year old, all without defect. With the bull, the ram, and the lambs, prepare their grain offerings and drink offerings according to the number specified. Include 1 male goat as a sin offering, in addition to the regular burnt offering with its grain offering and drink offering. In addition to what you vow and your free will offerings, so the offerings the Israelites individually put up on an individual basis, prepare these to the Lord at your appointed feasts, your burnt offerings, grain offerings, drink offerings, and fellowship offerings. Moses told the Israelites all that the Lord commanded him.